Welcome, Christian Finnegan!
Thank you, Matthew. I will bring it home to the home that I spent and own. First of all, I want to say terrible job by Team Save. Intellectual dishonesty doesn't even begin to say it. First of all, we had Tim's weird anti-worker, no-tipping rant. Clearly not on the side of the blue-collar worker. And then we had Nathan leaning on our love of inanimate farm animals. That seemed kind of cheap. And then we had Gianmarco, who's clearly saving up for a pair of jeans that's long enough. You know, I just want to say, I don't know Tim and Nathan terribly well, but I've known Gianmarco for a while. And I got to say, there's just certain people in comedy. I've been doing comedy since 1812. And sometimes you just meet people and you're like, I bet that dude's fucking rich. I bet it. I know it. I just know it. He's an not open mic, but when I met you, an open mic comic who has his own apartment in the East Village. This doesn't feel right. And so I thank you for confirming what I've always known to be true. And of course, Gianmarco doesn't want to share his family wealth with us. Maybe blood diamonds, I'm not sure. But I just want to say thank you for having us, and I appreciate your weak attempts at trying to portray yourselves as responsible adults. Of course, if you were truly responsible, you'd probably be home watching the State of the Union, but you're not, are you? You're not, because you're not an adult. Speaking of politics, I think a lot of the arguments we've heard from the Save side have been downright Republican, I would say, which I find a little suspect. Don't you, Upper West Side of Manhattan? I'm not saying that if you are here that you are definitely a Democrat, but I'm just saying if you are a Republican, this is called Symphony Space, and you are at an away game. It doesn't surprise me that these people, they want to save. They call it saving, but really what we're talking about is hoarding here, right? That's really what we're discussing. They don't so much want to keep their money, is that they want to keep them from having it. And who's to say who them means? I'll let you decide for yourself. Clearly, if politics has shown us anything over the past few generations, is that austerity kills. The whole point of government is to facilitate the free flow of capital. A little country called the UK is finding that out pretty recently. In fact, this used to be a global superpower. Then Brexit came along, and now they have generally the GDP of Hoboken. So that's what happens when you try hoarding your money. And by the way, spending, we're in the era of mental health. Retail therapy is still therapy, people, okay? That counts. We are in a golden age of buying shit just 'cause. Just 'cause. Why are we denying ourselves these simple pleasures? For 3 months last year, I had a mole on my back. I've had it removed. And I would constantly have to rub my back against the corner of a wall to get to this itch that I could not get to. And then one day I just woke up, it's like, I could buy a back scratcher. You can just do that. You can do it right now. It's one click. It's one click. We are in a generation of one-click shopping and legalized marijuana. This is a golden age, people. Every day can be Christmas. And you won't even remember it. Who doesn't love the feeling of walking into your apartment building and seeing that package and it has your name on it? Oh, it is. Thank you. I appreciate it. You understand, right? The way I look at it is that, people who are not sort of giving in to the sort of spending revolution, they're Luddites, really. Really, they're clinging to a false past that no longer is relevant. And I'm hearkened to, this was something that'll appeal me, that'll make me come across to the Upper West Side audience. The movie You Can't Take It With You. Kaufman and Hart. Remember the famous quote, maybe it'd stop you trying to be so desperate about making more money than you can ever use. You can't take it with you, Mr. Kirby, so what good is it? As near as I can see, the only thing you can take with you is the love of your friends. The love of your friends. And see, on Team Spend, we know that, which is why we hang out constantly. These people, they've never met each other. They'll never talk again. They'll never talk again. It's sad, really. It's sad, really. They have to go home to sit on their pile of money like Scrooge McDuck. My whole philosophy is you spend money on the things that you love so that you can pay someone to do the things that you hate, right? That seems like a natural thing. But then you might say, but Christian, you don't really make much money doing the things you love. To which I would say, shut up, nerd. Now, people say like, oh, but what about retirement? What about retirement? I've never understood the whole point of this retirement thing. I have my own retirement plan, and that is spend whatever money I have and then kill myself. Like, what is so difficult? And I don't mean that in a sad way, like, oh, I'm going to kill myself. It's like, yeah, I can always kill myself. Like, it's an option. Makes me feel better. Like, no, I was getting really stressed out about my bills, and I remembered, I could just kill myself. Like, that doesn't make you feel a little better just knowing that's on the menu. Okay. All right, some of you are taking this too seriously. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about like 40 years from now, like in the future. I'm going to live a long, wonderful life. Eventually, I will run out of cash. I'll have to, and then at that point, I will officially have to move on to my credit cards. And from that point forward, we are on the clock. We are on the clock. It's time to wrap it up. Enter the dismount, go on whatever dream vacation I've always fantasized about, put it on a MasterCard, because fuck them. I'm going to wring every last cash advance out of my credit cards until one day the police show up on my front door to throw me into like debtor's prison, and then I just close the garage door, turn the car on, and go to sleep. These people, you act like that's depressing. That is way less depressing than going to an accountant and figuring this shit out. Now all I need is a home with a garage. People try to teach me about this whole saving thing. I went to an accountant a couple years ago, and he told me I should get something called a Roth IRA. Are you familiar with the term, a Roth IRA? A lot of nodding heads in the Upper West Side. A Roth IRA. I didn't know what it was. The whole time he was talking, I just kept imagining like David Lee Roth as an Irish terrorist. That's all I thought of. He just kept blathering on, and I just heard David Lee Roth like dressed as a leprechaun, like, give Ireland back to the Irish, Aaron go Briley, scoobity boobity bop. And that's all I heard. My point is, folks, we can't live forever. Like Blythe said, we can't live forever. You think you're going to. You're not. And I don't know about you. I would rather have a PS5 now than a fancy coffin later. And that is why I spent $14,000 last night on Beyonce tickets, okay? Now, sure, the concert is in Lisbon, Portugal, and technically the tickets say Beyoncé, but I think that's a typo. The point is, we're not we don't need to squirrel away our acorns for some future far-off day that may never arrive. I don't know about you guys, but I don't particularly enjoy a mouthful of nuts, except for that one time, and that was only to get in the JV lacrosse team. In fact, we act like this is so precious. It's paper. It's paper with writing on I don't care. I don't care. Look at this. Take it. I don't care. It's free. Everybody. Yeah. Really uplifting the Jewish people there, Gianmarco. No, I want all of us right now to liberate ourselves from the austerity mindset. Go into your pocket right now. Pull out just a little bit of cash. Just take out a little bit of cash, just a symbol. Everybody, right now, just reach in your pocket. If you have some cash, pull it out. I'm not joking. I will wait. Just pull out $1 or $2 and just hold it up in the air. Just hold it up in the air, every single one of you, okay? Yeah, I see it. Come on back there. Hold it up and just say, and repeat along with me. I am not a squirrel. I am free to embrace life. I don't need to hoard money. Excellent. And now I want you to prove that. Basically, here, come on. Thank you.
Christian Finnegan!